NASA's plan to make the JWST data immediately available will hurt astronomy? I don't understand that. By releasing astronomers' data before they've had a chance to analyze the information, NASA will make research less fair and equitable. Now sounds like we're getting into politics again. I don't like the intermingling of politics with science and space myself. But it sounds like that's what we're getting into. Another beautiful picture right there by James Webb Space Telescope, as always. Let's figure out do we have to have politics in our space? I guess we do. And we'll talk about it. Okay. In August, the White House announced that the results of all federally funded research should be freely accessible by the end of 2025. This will be a big change for scientists in many fields, but ultimately a good move for the democratization of research. That's kind of what I thought. I mean, when I read the article, when I read this, I immediately think, how is that hurting astronomers, right? How is that hurting scientists? Obviously, there's more to it than that I don't know, that hopefully we'll find out. But how is that hurting scientists? So many peer-reviewed papers will be free for the world to read immediately upon publication, right? Rather than be stuck behind paywalls. I don't like paywalls, so I'm game with that. Especially if it's when you really think about it, the James Webb Space Telescope, is it not all public money? And not only that, but like, you know, I know the CSA in Canada has a huge part in it. I know the ESA in Europe has a huge part of it. Obviously, NASA has a huge part of it. I believe the Japanese Space Agency has a part of it. I don't know if the Indian Space Agency has part of it, but I want to say, like, this is I get the idea of releasing the data immediately because this is a completely public thing. I get that. So the agency is currently giving proprietary period to some scientists, with such as a 12-month period for the JWST, so they can get their data without their fear of their work being poached. So they're scared that they're not going to get the credit for the things, and it's it is. I mean, I know. I mean, there's both ends to this, right? Because essentially it's like, I mean, I get it. I totally get it. It's like the scientist comes up with a theory, right? And they say, you know, in this sector of the universe, or, you know, in the galaxy, the universe, whatever, you know, maybe X, Y, blah, blah, blah is there, right? So let's aim the telescope, right? It's his project. It's his hypothesis, his theory, or hers. And then they go out there, right? It's their theory. They go out there. They're doing it. And then they collect all that data, right? And then maybe like somebody else gets that data and then, you know, or whatever, and takes it and completes their research before they do. Or maybe steers their research in a way that they didn't want without them doing it first. I don't know. I get it. But I mean, at the same time, it's research, it's space, the universe is big enough for all of us, I think, everyone. Like, everyone pick a galaxy, okay? Everyone pick 500,000 galaxies, okay? They can be your galaxies, okay? Everyone pick your own galaxies, and you have those galaxies. I mean, if that's not enough for them, I don't know. So this is kind of, this is what I thought. This is what I just kind of explained, right? Without a proprietary period, an astronomer with a brilliant insight might spend years developing it, months crafting a successful proposal to execute it, and precious hours of highly competitive JWST time to pull off the observations, only to have someone scoop up the data from a public archive and publish the result. I get it. This is a reasonable concern because it's happened before. So how do we solve this, right? Is it a money thing? Is it a recognition thing, right? I get this. Erosion of work-life boundaries, working long hours. I mean, this is just the way our society is going in terms of everything, right? Like, everyone wants to be done yesterday, and it's just, there's no one's waiting for nothing, and everyone just hammer things through. But, you know, they talk about the singularity and the way that AI, you know, I don't know if you guys use that Chat GPT program, but if you have, let me know. Let me know, especially if maybe there's some astronomy things to be done with that program, but I get it. It's interesting. I get it, but I don't. I mean, I get it, but it's like, at the same time, it's because, in my opinion, it's because the system that we're in, right? The system doesn't allow, right, Open science is great in theory, but our system doesn't really allow for this, because this, I'm sure the scientist is working for someone, some research place, right? There's some possibly monetary value. I know we've talked about the moon. We have another a moon story coming up soon about that too, but yeah, I get it. Like, you do all the research, and then somebody else just takes all that data and scoops it up. But is that a, like, forget individuals, right? Forget money, forget politics, forget everything. Just pretend you were just part of like this like Star Trek level civilization that's just functioning all as one, right? Is this a bad thing? Absolutely not. This is amazing, right? In fact, holding data and having it being proprietary, that's a bad thing. But only in this like utopian Star Trek universe, right? In our capitalist universe, it doesn't work. So they're trying to say like, yes, go and have this, data out there and have it be free, have it be open. But at the same time, we're not going to give you that Star Trek utopian world that we live in, to benefit from it. So yeah, I get it. So what's going to happen? Let's find out. They started polling astronomers, so they might, okay. It might reconsider the stance and maintain a healthy, reasonable proprietary period on appropriate classes of JWST data. So I get it. But I don't. It's weird. It's very gray for me. It's a very gray thing for me. I think I explained it about as good as I can. Let's move on.